Hello, I'm Jacob and you're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today is a much more sensitive topic than what I normally talk about, but I feel that we need to have a discussion about Afghanistan and our withdrawal from Afghanistan. A lot of people have been severely affected by this, civilians and soldiers. And this video is mostly aimed towards the soldiers who are affected the most. However, anybody who is looking at this, I think that this will be helpful for you. So I want to open up with some context. In the summer of 1944, Nazi Germany was getting ready to retreat from Warsaw, and the USSR, Russia, was getting ready to move in. And Stalin sent a message, was able to get a message to the Polish resistance, or the Polish resistance reached out to him, but he urged them to ramp up their fighting and resistance against the Nazis, so that while their attention was split, Stalin could come in and crush them. The Polish resistance amped up the fighting in Warsaw for 63 days. They were essentially all killed. And once Stalin decided, as he's sitting there watching through his binos, that there wasn't much resistance left, he went in and crushed Nazi Germany. You see, Stalin didn't want to have the same problems as Nazi Germany. Stalin did not want a population of existing trained, experienced, and principled men to resist him with his intentions. So he played a little trick on them and had them all killed. Now, for the soldiers that were in Afghanistan, I would hope that you would know that we were not fighting Afghans. Sure, the forces that be may have had some children charge you, maybe even groups of children or women charge you for its psychological effect. But by and large, we were fighting different groups in different regions, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, whoever the case may be, but essentially we were fighting trained soldiers from Syria and Pakistan. For the most part, in my experience, they didn't leave bodies behind, and a lot of them didn't even leave brass behind. We had organized mortar teams, we had ambushes, we had hidden dishkas on the back of vehicles, and the perception that the U.S. is fighting farmers and flip-flops is a propaganda tool for the masses and for the patriots in this country, the backbone of this country, who did not serve, but who, again, are men of principle. Because Afghanistan, like Vietnam, like our own Revolutionary War, was not being fought against militias and fools. There was always, the victor always has a massive support body from another powerful nation. Russia's difficulty with holding Afghanistan was because of us, because we trained and funded the Taliban. The Taliban worked for us. The Taliban's not, for the most part, who we were fighting in Afghanistan either. And I don't think they want people talking about that much. The Taliban was mostly working in other areas to kill Christians and spread terror. But where the U.S. was involved, we were fighting other people. Now, we've pulled out of Afghanistan. We've made a big show of it. We've purposefully and artfully drawn parallels to Saigon. And the government wants you to believe that the Taliban took all of this equipment, 160 Apaches, entire connexes and rooms full of 249 saws and other things. And a lot of people, but especially veterans, are taking this really hard. Here's what I want to tell you. A guy, Tony, I believe it is, I think he's a good dude. I think he has good intentions, and I'd personally like to meet him and train with him, add to my curriculum there. Posted about how you're just a soldier. Your time over there is not about politics. What the politicians do, what happens doesn't matter as long as you served honorably or as long as you did what you are told. And I could not disagree with him more. You see, somebody messaged him and told him about how he really helped them get centered and find their core and get remotivated. And what I'm here to tell you is that you are frustrated and angry because your gut knows the truth. And if you sit there and lie to yourself and tell yourself that you're just a mercenary out there following orders and nothing else matters, you might feel better today, you might feel better for a couple years, but it's going to come back. And it's going to come back as depression. The right answer when you are stressed about your buddies who died, when you have this feeling in your gut that they died for nothing, is to trust your gut. Your government just gave the Taliban all of these things, gave up their country. They're doing the same thing to upstanding men of principle in Afghanistan that Stalin did to the Polish resistance using Nazi Germany. In many ways, it could be argued that the war itself was the same thing. The pain in your gut is that stems from nobody died for no reason. Everybody joins for a different reason and this and that and the other thing, but many of us are warriors and we want a good cause to fight for, but we want to fight. And I fell into that category myself. And if men fought bravely and believed what they were fighting for, they didn't die for nothing. However, don't fool yourself into believing that the cause that they were fighting for was true and just because your gut knows it's a lie. And until you accept what you already know about who the true enemy is and what they are doing to you as a veteran, to you as a soldier, to your buddies who died, until you accept that, you will never be able to work towards healing. And guess what? The VA will say that they care. They'll give you medicine to make you feel better. And they will constantly throw suicide in your face. Non-stop, 22 push-ups a day. Care for our veterans, our weak, frail veterans back from combat. They're damaged goods. You know, it's not your fault. Don't commit suicide. Here's some more medicine. They want you to kill yourself. I'm telling you, that is not the answer. The answer is to trust your gut and move your eyes towards the real enemy. To be men of principle. To not tag along with Black Rifle Coffee and Recoil Magazine and this entire culture of military degenerates that wants you to get drunk and waste away as a fat angry piece of trash on a couch collecting disability. Get into the gym, get focused, trust your gut, you know it's right. Remember who the real enemy is, and train your fellow patriots. This is not the time to put a Band-Aid on your feelings and push off your pain until later. This is a time to educate the civilians who are crying and feeling lost. This is a time to focus and remember your oath. And remember that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights comes first, and that you have an obligation, just like I do, against all enemies of the Constitution, foreign and domestic. Look around. How many allies of the Bill of Rights can you find? Your very culture, the veteran culture, your brothers, these people in the gym, they don't even know, they can't even be honest with themselves about what the Second Amendment is. They want to jump on the bandwagon and bastardize it and go have fun at the range, and they think that owning guns is about sporting use, hunting, or culture. It's not what the Second Amendment is about. Your mental health will not improve until your head accepts what your gut already knows. If you want to support this channel, I've got links in the description box below to my websites, Beach and Tactical Rifle Slings, Exodus Knife and Tool. I've got affiliate links, I've got social media links, and I have a Patreon. My patrons really help me to get the message out. We need to stand together, stand strong, be morally upright, and continually be looking to improve. I broke my leg in 2 places. I'm gaining some weight. I have no freaking excuse to be a lard ass. We still have an oath to uphold now more than ever before. Get to the gym. Find like-minded people and stop sitting in the background quiet like a coward because you think that nobody else will agree with you, that you'll sound extreme, or that you don't want to be the first person to get in trouble. What we are doing tactically is giving the enemy as much time as they need to organize against us and to crush us as a principled society. Prepare to that end.